Welcome back again to Beginner Sewing with Mary. Today we are going to be working on taking in gym shorts that have designs on the side of the legs. We're going to take them in from the very back seam. You're going to start off about an inch away from the original seam. So if you pulled it together, it would be actually 2 inches on either side. I pinned it first, I marked it, and then I went ahead and sewed right along the line that I made. Now pinning is your preference. You can pin it across like I did here, or you can pin it along the seam line. It's really up to you. There is no right or wrong. A lot of people prefer pinning along the seam line because then it gives them a track to sew in. But sometimes it's easier if you're working with a smaller item, it's easier to do it the other way. Now we're going to do this yellow pair of shorts. Again, this one has piping on the side of the legs, whereas the other one had a design on the side of the legs as well. We're going to mark right where we're going to sew, and we want to graduate that line slowly in, decreasing the line as you go. So at the very bottom it's going to be small, and at the very top is what you want your maximum amount to take in to be. So if it needs to be taken in 2 inches, that's what you're going to take in, using the center of the back seam as your guide. So in essence, what you're doing is you're just making a new seam. Now in this one, I decided to go ahead and pin right along the sewing line, the line that I need to make the seam. And you see that it gets smaller and smaller till it gets to a point at the crotch of the leg in these shorts. This is a very important trick when you are doing shorts, because so many of our shorts now have designs on the side. In doing it this way, you're able to keep that original design without losing it, just by taking a little bit in on the back. And we do it in the back because it's not easily seen. Nobody's going to notice back there. And then once we get this in place, then I'll show you the next step. Remember to do your back stitch always. Go back 1 or 2 stitches. Some people like to do even more than that. You're taking your needles out before the needle gets to the sewing needle. Before the pin, you're taking your pin out before it gets to the sewing needle. And see how it's tapering in? And we're tapering it all the way down till it gets to the very bottom of the crotch of the shorts. Looks good. Now what we're going to do here, we've got our seam. We're going to take that piece that is sticking out and we're going to hem that over. We're going to tack it over. Just going to do the top of the elastic and then down the side of the elastic so that it stays in place, and also it doesn't irritate your back too, because if we left it just sticking out like that, it wouldn't be very comfortable. Now what I want to mention with this one is the reason that I do it this way is I generally just do this with kids shorts. I don't like to cut anything out of kids shorts or anything out of their pants, because they are going to be growing. And so a couple years down the line, you can just pop that seam out and their pants will fit again. So it makes it a lot easier for you to adjust their pants. There we go, all done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's Beginner Sewing with Mary. Remember to follow me on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great day.